So you can use it very similar to the way we use the screamer sticks, right? So that's one of the things you can do, right? So if Dean comes in and attacks me, right? If he attacks me here, right? I can come here. So this move when we're seeing this, right? So we're striking here. So everything is, this checks the bow, but this is disarmed, okay? Once I disarm from here, this check this here, now this is here, right? And then this is here, okay? And if you want to do smack, smack, you can do that too, okay? So we'll start off with some simple ones using these in this way, all right? So as Dean comes in, let's do reverse command. Because I want to kill you. As soon as you withdraw that bow, I want to kill you immediately, okay? Now I have to deal with the attack, right? So as you come in, bang, right? Now I could also smoke right here, right? So again, you go to a series target, temple, right? So, but this disarms. Once this is broken, he drops the bow, then he's finished, right? You can also come in with this and hit straight on the throat, and Dean will tell you he doesn't like it. So come straight in here. When we talk about the big swings, so why might we want to do these big swings around the body? Why
Just
reach.
mirrors? How about multiple opponents? You've got multiple people around you, and you're swinging, and you're keeping them at bay. Nobody wants to walk into it, right? So very simple, right? So as he comes in, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to do this, okay? So now this isn't this, because this has no power. If Dean pushes down, I can't stop it. But this has a lot of power. He can push down all he wants, and there's no give, because this is bracing it from behind. We do the same thing with nunchaku. So tomorrow, the nunchaku kata I created, when you're learning it, this is the first move, right? So then from here, this slides down. Now this would slide down and take the thumb. And then this thrusts right in the throat. Now, we can also hit him straight in the face. We don't really care when we catch him, okay? Once then, you can follow up whatever you want. All right? So again, this you got to get a little bit of a feel for him. So as he comes in, right? See, this would slide down, take the thumb, and then right away, and then this is right here, ready to finish him. A good spot again is here, also top of the head. If you come down and strike top of the head, temple. So what's the difference between weapons fighting and empty hand fighting?
Like distance? Closer distance,
There's one thing that's a big difference. So what is that? 100% more dangerous. Okay, so if Steve comes up to me and he's got a 6-foot stick, that means automatically Steve has some training. If Steve comes up to me and he's got these on his shoulder, I'm like, okay, he's not using these to carry groceries, right? So he has to have some training. If Steve walks up to me and he's got Twifo or Nunchaku or Sai, that means he has some training. Whereas in empty hand fighting, a lot of times the guy we're going to be fighting doesn't have training. Right? That doesn't mean he's not good at violence, but he probably doesn't have formal training. He's just a savage, okay, that likes violence and likes to hurt people. But in this context, that's not the case. Now, as the cops in the room will tell you, cops carry guns. So criminals carry guns. Guns, right? Cops carry clubs. So criminals sometimes clubs. They use knives, right? On occasion, I caught a criminal with a kama from Okinawa on him. I've caught criminals with hatchets. I've caught criminals with nunchaku. I mean, you name it. I mean, one day I walk into work and one of the cops walks up to me and says, "Hey, you do martial arts, right?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "You want this?" I said, "Sure." He says, "Yeah, I took it off a criminal last night." He says, "It's one of them ninja claws, right?" I said, "Yeah, it's a Tagaki, a ninja climbing claw." He goes, "Yeah, I saw that." I said, "I'm not letting that guy have it." So I still have it in my collection, right? So, again, the same weapons you're going to use, the criminal might be good at, right? So in this case, too, is you know, these weapons a lot of time in combat, ancient combat, obviously bow against bow, spear against bow, sword against bow. So you had these things. So when we're talking Cobra though, the guy you're fighting is not just some schmuck. He's a guy that has training. So that means your counters to his attacks, they have to be pretty good. This is my big problem with Ishinran Kobudo and Okinawa Kobudo in general. The guy that's attacking is always like a moron. Like he attacks like a moron. And then I do my techniques. And everybody feels very good about themselves. But the problem is no, you want this guy to know what he's doing. Right? So this way, if he's pretty good, as you're countering and developing your skill, he's making you elevate. So you really understand how to use these weapons, right? So for instance, right? So Dean comes in, so I'm here, I'm facing Dean, right? He comes in to attack, I do this. So I just told you before that empty hand, if he comes in with a punch and I block it, he's immediately going to throw the other hand. So this guy, being skilled with the bow, as soon as he feels me do that, right, maybe I don't get to here, I only get here. Maybe he comes right in with this, so now I have to do this, right? Now, we have the technique that we have later in the kata, where we come in and we drive in and thrust here. We can thrust to the throat, right? Now, same thing, I go to do this, Dean steps back to get away, wham, I take him at the end. So I just stay on top of him. So he's not getting away. Okay? So, I did two there. So I guess we'll go back to the first one, make it easy for everybody. So Dean comes in, you go here, right? And then you see how this checks and covers, and then this comes here. You can practice this and go past it. Okay? And this stays up here to cover. Don't let it drop. Alright, let's do that one first, and maybe we'll do the other one. Okay? So now we're going to be like this, right? And one of the things you want to understand when you're like this, you can swing across. That's why I told you not to move, right? So I can be this way, I can swing across this way, right? So there's other things I can do. I can come up from this way. So hold on here. So I'm here. So I'm here, right? And Dean comes in to hit me in the head. So I'm going to come here, and now I'm going to move in. And this is going to trap him behind. Once I'm in here, I can knee kick, headbutt. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to foot sweep him. All right? So as I foot sweep him, he's going to sit down on the floor. And he goes down, and I come in and finish, and finish, and finish. So the move in the kata looks like this. It's here, here, and down. Don't resist this one. Don't resist it. Just as you feel the San-Setsu-Kon pushing your bow back, just let your bow go back. Okay? And then you don't have to send each other to the floor. You know, I mean, some of you younger ones, if you want to do it, but you just foot sweep and simulate. But again, if I really sweep this, he's going down, and that's when this comes down and finish. But when you trap him, knee kick, headbutt. Questions on that one?
Can I see that one?
Yeah, this is right out of the actual Mariyoshi kata. Okay, so he comes in. This is very strong. So this comes in, I move in and trap. Headbutt, knee kick, right? Foot sweep, right? And it goes down, and then I finish it. Okay? This is the move. Yeah.
And the bow strike is top of the head.
Yeah, top of that. Straight down top of that. Yeah, just going on straight in, top of the head. I mean, I can still do it if he's coming into the neck. If he's coming on the angle or the side of the head, the technique still works. I just have to change my angle a little bit.
Yeah.
So, you know, I talk about this all the time. So if I'm working with Dean and we're practicing, we're going back and forth, like, I don't trust Dean at all. I don't trust anybody I'm working with. So I'm never assuming how he's going to attack. I'm always thinking to myself, whatever he's going to do, I'll deal with. Now, if he's good and he's coming in, I get to work the technique fine. But if all of a sudden he decides to fall asleep at the wheel, and now he decides to come in sideways, I'm not going to try to do the same technique. This is why you pay attention. So what I say all the time is, when you're in these positions, when I'm here, and he's getting ready to attack, I should be analyzing him. Okay. Now as he starts to move in, I say, okay, now I see the techniques coming. I move in to meet it. Now I keep going, I trap behind. Now I knee kick, headbutt, foot sweep, whatever, finish. Okay? So, especially in weapons fighting, but in all fighting, you watch the opponent. Not enough people spend time doing that. Watch. You don't have to react this fast. If you watch and observe, you'll see you have time. Everybody likes to watch. They want to jump the gun. As soon as the guy starts to move, they start to move. Well, how do you know what he's exactly going to do? So you wait, make sure the attack's committed, then deal with it. Okay? All right. Try this one. Be careful.